Hello, both sides of the conversation family. We welcome you to this virtual space crafted especially for you. My name is Jada Curry, and I'm both sides of the conversation's marketing director and graphics design specialist. I want to take some time to ground us all as a community into this space we are about to open up in, so let's go through our community standards. Both sides of the conversation is providing a safe and honest space for open conversation, so we ask that you all be respectful of that. We also ask that you be respectful of each panelist, host, and participant. We do encourage healthy debates and conversations. Don't personalize anything with anyone. This includes name-calling, bullying, trolling, or shaming. This will not be allowed or tolerated. Your perspective is yours. It is not a prescription. You do not have to agree, but show respect. These community standards apply to all of our live shows and any virtual spaces that we hold on social media, including YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We want to make sure that we are caring for each other as a community. This is our priority in all of our endeavors as both sides of the conversation. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's show and continue to stay in touch with us via YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or all of them. All right, thank you for listening and see you soon.
Welcome, everybody, to both sides of the conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Sunday, so you know what that means. We're going to have another Sunday conversation. Y'all know today is the day that fireworks is going to happen. Where are my fellas at? I don't even see my fellas nowhere around, but today's conversation is for the ladies. This is the Ladies' Night Show. They're coming to talk about what they want from Black men. As y'all heard 2 weeks ago, the fellas came on. We talked about what we wanted. We had some great conversations and things of that nature. So we all pumped up today because we're going to continue the conversation. And then we're going to bring the fellas and the ladies back together to have a very important conversation that needs to be had in our community. So with that being said, I know our Wi-Fi people are struggling with Wi-Fi today. The weather's been cold here in the Bay Area, and we've been dealing with it, okay? It's been cold, but again, we'll be getting started. I don't know where my co-hosts go, but she'll be popping up at some point. But we'll get started with a couple of community announcements and some of the news that's going on. First, just wanted to say, happy Thanksgiving to all the people out there. Most of you all, we're going to miss you this Thursday because we won't be having a live show. So just wanted community to know that we are here. We appreciate all the community support, all the stuff that's going on in the community. and all of the community organizations that's been blessing the families and the folks of our community. A lot of turkeys were given away. A lot of meals were passed out to community folks. We was able to bless 25 individuals in our community yesterday, and we're going to continue to bless folks all throughout this year. Again, this is that time of year to be thankful for some things and appreciate the family, the friends, the loved ones, the community, and all of the people that do a lot of work to support community. Is very important in these times. We are dealing with some difficult times, as you all have been seeing, the financial implications that's going on across this country. More and more organizations and large corporations are laying off masses. So there's a lot of folks right now being impacted at the end of the year. Companies are reeling to tighten in on their finances. A lot of people are holding back. A lot of the city and state grants and federal funding has been on hold. It's a lot of changes happening, a lot of things popping in the community. But what I do want to say is let's stay encouraged, community. We got to keep grinding. We got to keep working. Nothing is perfect. Okay, but we can make our way. We know there's been things happening across the Bay Area as well. And we're still going to do our part to make sure that folks are impacted. And it's just a stressful, tense time. And again, it just seems like every time Black organizations, Black folks start moving together and making impact and doing things, and our communities are prospering and doing well, and it's still a lot of things that we have to work. It seems to be pushback, a lot of hate from other folks, a lot of things happening, pushing back against Black organizations. And again, we got to stick together. We got to do our part to continue to make sure that our voices are uplifted and heard. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and jump into some of the community news and events that are taking place. And again, thank you all for tuning in. Be patient as we're going to get through today's show and get the folks on as well. With that being said, I don't know if you all heard, there was 5 people who were killed, 18 injured at an LGBTQIA nightclub in Colorado. A gunman opened fire at in the gay nightclub in Colorado Springs, leaving 5 dead, 18 injured, and just tragic news that our LGBTQ community is being impacted again by hate and gun violence. We have been talking about this gun violence. Our young folks came on a week ago talking about gun violence and hate. These are the 2 strong points that are taking place in our country right now. And we have to just do our part. We don't want people in our community feeling unsafe. They can't go out and enjoy themselves without someone having their negative point of views or their issues and taking it out and killing people. So again, our condolences to those families and folks that's impacted by that outrage event. And our prayers to those families. Again, very, very tragic information. Again, we are still dealing with this hate and this gun violence in our country. So we're going to continue to do our part to be a part of the change and changing that narrative. And, we got a lot of work to do, community. It's not over yet. I know these elections just passed. There's still a lot of folks that are bitter about what took place over the election. And there's more and more folks upset as the presidential elections and everything will be kicking off next year. So stay tuned. A lot of stuff going on. And again, community, do your part. If you can impact anyone this holiday season as funding and everything is being tight and folks are thinking about the future and holding on. So again, we're going to do our part to support and uplift everybody. Also, survivors of the 1921 race massacre in Tulsa filed lawsuit asking the city to pay reparations to acknowledge what took place over 100 years ago. They are asking for $30 million plus for that project. Again, we're going to keep community updated on where we are with that and what happened. Again, folks across this country are fighting for reparations and trying to make sure that some of that repair is done for the harm that's been caused over these 100+ years. Also, President Biden is asking Congress for extra $37 billion for a new emergency aid to Ukraine. The White House is requesting nearly $40 billion in funding to support what's going on in Ukraine. And again, I know people across this country are upset with the cost of inflation, things going up, and more investments are being invested outside of our country. We need support and things here. So a lot of folks are frustrated because we can't get support help here on the homeland. But again, these are the type of things that are going on and we have to deal with every day. With that being said, we're going to jump into some of the community announcements of the events that are going on. The Mackey Corner First Annual Suicide Awareness and Prevention is happening November the 26th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Hamilton Playground, and that is at 1600 Gary Boulevard. I know it says 1900 Gary on the screen, but it is actually 1600 Gary Boulevard. Please go out to this event as we continue to uplift Black suicide in our community. We had a conversation a few weeks ago. This is very, very important. I know this is a triggering conversation topic for folks in the community. We are approaching the holiday season. A lot of folks are dealing with stress, anxiety, a number of things. And, when you lose loved ones and don't have family and things of that nature, folks can become enraged and different things and sometimes want to take a suicide attempt. So let's continue to uplift that. That should be a great event. And let's make sure that we continue to lift up the folks who struggle and deal with mental health in our communities. Also, the Asian and Black Cookout is happening Sunday, November the 27th, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Crossing, 200 Folsom Street in San Francisco. Community, we're going to update you by Wednesday, okay? If it's rain, they're saying it's a 30% chance of rain. If that number increases, we're going to cancel that event. So I just want to put it out there to the community. As long as there's no rain, the event will be taking place, and we'll be seeing all of you folks out there in community. Also, the field fee, a collection of writing for authors age 8 to 18 on this Wednesday, December the 17th, 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. at the City Assessor Office is taking place. If you know young authors, young writers, please get them out there and let them go be around some other talented folks and see some of the support and services that they are having for a community as well. Also, the Exploratorium and Be Magic, they will be visiting the Exploratorium free at Pier 15 in Embarcadero at Green Street in San Francisco. If you would like to go, please reach out to Kayla at Bayview Magic. The information is on the screen. If you haven't been down to the Exploratorium to check it out, this will be a great, great time for you to take the young folks, or even if you want to go as an adult and check out the Exploratorium. It is a beautiful, beautiful venue. A lot of amazing things going on inside of there. Also, the monkeypox vaccination is still available to community every Thursday, 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at 701 Alabama Street in San Francisco. If that is you, or if you know someone who needs to go get that vaccination, please make sure you get out there every Thursday and get those free vaccination sites. Also, we'll be updating community with flu vaccinations and different things of that nature that'll be coming out across the city. Also, the Peace Parks is still presenting their Friday Night Fun every Friday night from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Hamilton Rec Center, 1600 Gary Boulevard in San Francisco. If you have young people out there, okay, this is one of those violence prevention tools to get out, bring the young people in a positive space. They got a lot of fun things that are going on inside of there. Please make sure you get our young folks out there and support the Peace Parks and what they're doing at the Hamilton Rec Center. Also, the Saturday Family and Fun Day is still happening. Field trips, sporting events, and much more. Every second and fourth Saturday is going to be happening. My guy, Nate Ford, the Rebels are still making it happen. And shout out to Nate Ford for the Junior NBA League. I've been watching some of the footage. And Nate, I promise you, I'll be out there, brother. I've been running. All right. But it is so great to see our young basketball players and their families out there celebrating, enjoying playing basketball. And it's just a fun thing to see the kids trying to figure out how to play basketball. Sometimes they travel and they be walking, but they having fun, okay? You got to give them credit for the effort. They're putting in some effort. And shout out to all those amazing coaches, fathers, and family members that are, investing into those young folks and giving them sports and things to do. So great deal, and shout out to all of those folks at the SF Rebels. Also, the San Francisco Smart Money and Coaching event is still going on. Free confidential financial guidance for anyone living, working, or receiving services in San Francisco. As that is you, make sure you hit the number on the screen. Call, get your financial evaluation, check out and see what's going on with your budget. Check to see if you got enough in your emergency fund. Make sure you're paying off your debt, all that good stuff. Make sure you're investing in your retirement. They got people that's going to be on the line. You could call and get that information. So please, make sure you call that number. We want to build generational wealth in our community, and it starts with all of you making that phone call, all right? With that being said, our both sides of the conversation, capacity building fundraiser is still going on through Giving Tuesday into the new year. If that is you out there and you're like, hey, man, I want to support what y'all doing. I see y'all around. Y'all making things happen. Please go ahead and click on our GoFundMe and donate and sponsor some of the stuff that we're doing in there as well. Also, we are still looking for volunteers to come do some amazing work to impact community. We're looking for people who care about the community, care about the people. All right. That's you. You got some skills and you're like, hey, I got some things that I could do to help support. John, reach us out. Go to our website, Both Sides of the Conversation, or hit us at bsotc.org. And you could go ahead and click the Join Our Squad and check out what's going on and be a part of what's going on in the community. We need folks. All right. Especially in these times when things are getting tight. Please make sure you check us out. And help out. If that is not you and you like, hey, I can't do the Both Sides of capacity building giveaway, hey, you can help us another way. Go to Amazon Smile, okay? Listen, community, go to Amazon Smile. Click on Both Sides of the Conversation as your charitable organization. No extra charge to you, okay? They're not going to charge you for doing this. But if you choose Both Sides of the Conversation as your charitable organization, 0.5% of the sales that you buy on Amazon will be getting supported to help us here at Both Sides of the Conversation. That's another way you could give back. And ladies, I've been saying it all week. We know y'all on Amazon, okay? I see the Amazon trucks on all the corners, all the streets, dropping off packages all day. So do your part. Support. You can give back to the community. And I see y'all sneaking hiding those packages, okay? I don't want to have to go tell on nobody. Hey, I just seen your wife out there. She just threw 10 packages in the back, okay? All right. With that being said, go ahead and support us there. If you are just watching us for the first time and this is your first time following us, you don't know about Both Sides of the Conversation or what we do, please follow us on all of our social media handles at Both Sides of the Conversation. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We all over the place. You can't miss us. All right. Go check us out and see what we're doing to impact community. We are doing some amazing things in community. And we definitely want you all to follow and catch up. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out what's going on. Anytime we go live, we had an event, we're doing something, you'll be excited to see the work that we're doing in community. So with that being said, we're going to have our Hidden Gem show this Tuesday. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m., we have a segment called Hidden Gems, where we highlight Black and brown businesses, community leaders, folks that are doing positive things to impact our community. Check us out for one of our Hidden Gem segments, or maybe it's you. Maybe you a hidden gem. Maybe you got a business out there. You like, hey, I want to promote my business. Check us out. We'll get you on so community know who you are, where you at, and be able to support what you do in the impact community. Next Thursday on our Educational Thursday, there will be no show. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the turkey, please. Don't get into no turkey fights at the dinner table, okay? Don't be throwing no macaroni and cheese around. Go enjoy your people. Have a good time. Try to have some great conversations and enjoy, okay? Let's enjoy the holiday season, y'all. All right? With that being said, enough of me. I see y'all in the chat. John Henry, we didn't come here for all of that. We came to listen to the ladies. Brothers, I'm in the Lion's Den today. I'm in the Lion's Den, okay? It's just me with all the queens. It's going to be real passionate today. But before I start introducing the ladies that's going to be on here today hosting the conversation, I know there's a couple of sisters that's going to be coming on late. I just want to give everybody in the community who missed the Man Cave conversation an opportunity to see why the ladies is coming back today so passionate, so ready. So I'm going to give y'all a quick preview of what took place when the brothers was on the show. Check it out, community. I got some issues. A lot of my issues are triggered by some of you women who have mental delusion. Mental delusion, okay?
Tony, I'd have a lot more respect for what you said if I didn't watch Fraternity Court every day and seeing these brothers on there talking about, you are not the father. And the girls that got you slobbing and crying and then, I wasn't nobody else.
They're using the roads too much, man. They got too much activity on the roads. That's the problem. The roads is too all this suction. When you get a man in there, you don't know how to act. You don't know how to act. He ain't doing nothing for you because the roads done took over. He done demagnetized your cooch.
The man just said we want silence, and all we hear in the chatty is chatting and chatting. talking about what you gonna bring, how you supposed to be this, and you talking about submissive, how you lead.
The community can't hear nothing you saying, John, because you on mute. See, talking all that noise, and God didn't shut you down. He didn't shut you down because we weren't trying to hear what you were saying. This is not the men's cave. We didn't need to see the throwback of what happened. This is the ladies' show. So with that being said, we're going to bring the ladies up. We got Princess in the building. What's up, Princess?
Happy Sunday, baby.
We got Shawnee B in the building. Happy Sunday. We got Yo-Yo, a.k.a. Yolanda, in the building. We got Dahlia Hare in the building. And we got TT. Where you at, TT? There she go. Wait, I'm missing somebody. Roll call for the queen.
Hello.
Roll call for the queen. Miss Shaw, where you at? Yeah, we had to shut him down off top. What's up, ladies?
What's up, Tony?
Now, I'm going to just say this, okay, ladies? It's been a long week, okay? I've been having to deal with a lot, ladies, okay? They been coming for me, all right? So I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm going to just sit back and listen to y'all. We got a couple more guests that's going to be tuning in shortly. I'm going to let y'all have the floor. Go ahead. Have the floor, Miss Tony.
Y'all need to be quiet.
Praise God.
How about that?
Praise God. Praise God. Praises to the God.
I'm sipping my tea over here like Mr. Kermit the Frog.
Did he say he was muting himself? Okay, there we go. Ladies, it's ladies' night. I hope y'all got a little something right next to you because we about to get into some deep conversations. We are tired of men. I'm going to start the conversation off with this. Let me just tell you what I endured this week with a black man. Okay? For some reason, this new generation, they like to DM you, right? So I had a man, what he called himself, a man, he DM'd me, right? His Instagram is private, okay? So we all know that first impression is everything, right, ladies? Okay, so his profile picture is a picture of himself flipping off the world. So off top, that's a red flag for me. You have no business DMing me. Because if you go on my profile, I don't look like the type of girl that want to talk to a man that's flipping off the world, right? So he comes in my DM asking me, can he take me out? And off top, and I'm like, no, sir. But what I like to do is change the narrative of things. Instead of talking about the young man, I wanted to give him some game. And I told him about himself. Like, you're not going to be able to talk to me. You're not going to be able to go anywhere to the next step with me, because the first thing is that profile picture that you have, there's no reason that you think that you're going to be able to talk to me while you have your finger flipped off at me. And he took that very personal, ladies. He took that very personal. He said that I was judging him. And what I told him was, I am no one's judge. Only God can judge you. But let me give you a piece of advice. If you want to go and talk to the next sister girl, the next queen, how about starting with changing your profile picture, because that's just not a good look. Right, ladies? Right? What y'all got to say about that?
That's real.
I agree.
What we see first on social media, I think a lot of people, males and females, have forgotten that first impression is everything. You can never redo a first impression. So if the first impression of you I get is on social media and you're saying fuck the world, well, that means fuck me too. So I would feel like there is a red flag, but then I would want to know, what has the world done to you that you haven't healed from? And why did you allow the world to keep stepping on you? Because it's not what they say, it's what we answer to. So why haven't you picked yourself up and dusted yourself off and moved forward? And if you feel like I'm judging you, it's because you're being convicted yourself about what you've already displayed. So, you know, and again, Tony, because he looks like a man does not mean he's a man. We got males perpetrating manhood, and a lot of them have not made it to manhood yet. There's still a bunch of males, youngsters who are hurt, a grown up boy in a man's body. And so until they are able to reach a healing status, they're going to continue to be a male in a man's body. That's just my take on it.
So the way we gonna do this, we gonna just keep popcorn and styling, y'all. But we got some questions that we gonna get into. I'm gonna start the first question. The fellas want to know is why can women be difficult or have to be right or have the last word during a disagreement? And feel free to take yourself off of mute and start the conversation.
I can go first. I don't like to argue, so I don't have a lot of patience for all the back and forth. So you can have the last word. Just make sure that your words are important and that they're short and succinct so that we can get the argument over with and move on. That's what works for me.
I'll chime in. Well, as y'all know, not so much that I like to argue, but I'm very strong opinionated. So when I feel the kind of way, and John, shut up, I feel how I feel. So it's not about having the last word, but I'm not a ride or die chick. I want to know where we're going. So it's not about having the last word, but my opinion matters. And if you don't value my opinion, then I have a problem with that.
Honestly, I don't have to have the last word. That's not important to me. As long as my voice is heard and I'm able to get you to at least respect what I'm saying. You may not agree, you might not understand, but at least let me have a voice. Don't just be like, because I know some people who are, whatever they say, that's it. They don't want to hear your point of view. So I don't have to have the last word. You know, sometimes less is best for me, but just at least acknowledge that I do have a voice.
I think the fact that the question was posed to say in an argument, why can't it be a conversation or a disagreement? And why does the last word consist of men trying to silence us and not hear us out? So is it really the last word, or is it that we're trying to communicate and they don't want to hear what we have to say?
I agree. I feel like it's a sign of your level of maturity. Why do we argue? Are we having an argument which will lead to really nowhere, or are we having a productive conversation, which takes two mature individuals? So it's not about last word or win or lose, right? It's like, are we getting somewhere? And being okay with disagreeing.
I agree with what you just said, Queen. The other issue at hand is that women were created to converse. Men were created to do one thing because they have blinders, and their only focus is accomplishing the one thing that's on their mind. And that's not what we do. We were created to converse. We were created to get to the bottom of a situation. We were created to nurse the baby, cook dinner, and do homework all at the same time. So if we got something on our mind and we want to express that, 9 times out of 10 for the gentleman or, you know, the male, whoever who wrote that question, who desires to understand that question, I have something back for him. If you want to know why we have to have the last word, understand that we already don't feel safe. We already don't feel heard. And we already don't feel like our security matters to you. So if we have to keep saying the same old thing, we feel like we haven't been heard, we feel unsafe, and we feel like you're not doing what you should do, and that's cover us. And that's where it comes from. And off top, You can never win an argument with a woman. So if we keep saying what we are saying, then it's something that you're refusing to hear, and you feel like our voice is not necessary. So start listening, and you'd have less, pushback. It just is what it is. And if we keep saying the same old thing and we having the same old conversation, there's already a breakdown within the relationship that we got to fix. And we can't use super glue, because that's just not going to work. So we have to start, we have to start doing what our body does. When a bone breaks, they don't fuse it, but it doesn't fuse back together. It's overlapped. And then, muscle and calcium and all that have to grow around it. And as it grows around it, it makes it fortified and stronger than it was when it was together like this. So we have to start making sure that our breaks are not being super glued, so that the woman doesn't feel like she got to keep saying what she's been saying and say it again, and then expound it on another level, and then brought it back around the corner because you still don't understand. So if you would listen the first time, understand our heart when we say it, and not try to swing around the bush with it. And most men feel like we want to argue when they've done something that's unforgivable, but we still forgive you. So it is deep. It's a whole bunch of layers. But at the end of the day, hear us the first time. And John keeps smiling because he liked to argue. So at the end of the day, you can never win an argument with the woman. And this goes to my ex. He said, I can never win with you, so I don't want to argue with you. And I don't argue, sweetheart. I debate. We're going to get to the bottom of it. So if you don't want to hear my mouth, then we both need to be on the same yard playing the same basketball game. I'm not playing soccer and you playing baseball. We got to be doing the same thing.
So you heard that, fellas? We just want to be heard. We want to make sure that you listening to the words that are coming out of our mouth, because y'all don't be listening. Y'all don't be listening at all. Y'all just want to argue with us. I see we have another queen on the platform. What's up, T? Happy Sunday. We getting right into it. What's your perspective of men say that they think that we have to have the last word in an argument? What's your perspective on that?
It kind of depends for me. It just like, I feel like I'm going to react depending on like who that person is and who that man is. Like if you are a leader, then I'm going to want to follow you, But if you are giving me a hard time and you're not bringing me peace, then I'm not going to want to shut up, because I'm going to want to get my point across, of course. But if he's a leader, if he's an alpha male, then I'm going to, I'm going to be able to follow him. We're going to be able to converse on the intellectual level. We're going to be able to both get our points across. But if you're not hearing me, then I'm not going to hear you either. No one's going to be able to get their point across.
Let me respond to Rico's
I want
question.
to add something.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I just want to add something because I've seen it in the chat too, and it reminds me of like listening with the intent to hear and understand, not to are you right or wrong, right? And that's again the intelligent conversation that will get somewhere. Knowing how to listen.
So I want to respond to Rico, but you ladies raise the boys who don't cover you. When will women talk about that? First of all, we shouldn't be having to raise our boys. Where are you black men at? And where are you men at that are supposed to be raising our boys into men? That's the problem. So can we talk about that reality?
And not every mother raised a man who don't, a young boy who don't cover them. Let's get into that.
So I'm gonna play I'm gonna be devil's advocate on this. I have a sister that I had to talk really harshly to. Her son's father wants to be in his life, but because he doesn't want a relationship with her, she doesn't want to let her son see his father. She went further and said, well, I don't feel like he gives me enough in child support, so he shouldn't see him. So my issue with that is you're not hurting him, you're hurting your son. Because a woman's ability to raise a boy to be a man is zero. We cannot raise a young boy to be a man. We cannot teach him how to cover his woman or his wife. We cannot teach him how to, we can't even teach him how to pee straight. you know. So at the very end of the day, we can't teach him how to respect the unity between him and his woman. We cannot teach him how to be a man, period. I can't teach him the secret man handshake. That's not my job. I can't teach him how to partner with other men. I can't teach him how to be, period, a man. So at the end of the day, I think that for you sisters who are listening that are keeping your kids, especially your sons, away from their father because you want money or because he doesn't want you, you're foul. You need to grow it up and get your life together. Your son needs his father. He needed you for his first 5 years of life. And from then on, he needs his father. He needs to learn how to become a man. That is not your job. There is no Father's Day for mothers. There is a Father's Day for fathers. So if you want your son to learn how to be a man, let him spend time with his father. And if his father truly doesn't want to be in his life, there are a gang of good men who will mentor your son. Let them do that job. You don't have to be with this man. This man does not need to be in your home, but there are a lot of good men. And I say that from experience. I realized I couldn't teach my son how to be a man. His dad did, he wasn't there, period, dot, end of story. But I did find some good men in the community that partnered with me, that helped me with my son on top of the men in my family. And my son is a grown man, you know, doing his thing. And I'm very proud of my son. But we got to step up, ladies. Damn if he want a relationship with us. I always tell people, it's not the relationship that you hold on to, but it's the growth and development of self that we hold on to. So if you're not going to grow and develop into the queen that you need to be for the sake and sanctity of your son to understand what a woman looks like, if you cannot be that Proverbs 31 woman, and I don't care what God you praise, but if you cannot be that kind of woman, then you're not teaching your son the right things concerning how to treat a woman as far as what my mama showed me. So don't show your son that all Black women hate their men, because we don't. Most of us honor them. So ladies, we got to do our part too. But for you brothers out there who are not doing your part because you don't want to, stop having kids, wrap it up. Matter of fact, don't have sex, period. And when it comes time to pay child support, pay it because you ain't doing nothing else. But at the end of the day, it is not our job, ladies, to raise a boy to be a man. It is our job to raise him to love a woman. It is our job to show him what a woman looks like. And it is our job to show him that, son, you can cry. You can be mad, but son, cry. That's our job. Sorry I expounded too long, but that's where I'm at with it.
Enrico, we not getting negative. We not getting negative. We're getting passionate because you already judging us, Rico. We not negative. We're passionate. You brought up our sons. Y'all know that sons are in love with their mothers, okay? So we're not negative. So take that out of this chat. We're just passionate. Go ahead, John. What you want to say?
I had enough of this, okay? I didn't come here for all this performative stuff today.
Listen, we didn't invite you. We didn't invite you, okay? We did not give you a seat at the table, sir.
Okay? Don't come here with the performative. Everybody is great. We don't argue. We know Black women argue. We know y'all want to have the last word. Don't come on here with the performative. No, let's have a real conversation.
I'm gonna give him 2 more seconds. Let him get 2 more seconds, y'all. Let him get it out because he got ADHD. He got to get it out. Let him get it out.
So that's Queen. Is it Dahlia, Queen?
Yeah, it's Dahlia.
Okay, as Queen Dahlia said, John, we have to listen to get an understanding and not listen to defend. So if you were truly sitting there while you were sipping your tea and laughing in your towel, if you were truly grabbing and understanding, we're telling you what we want. We don't have to say, well, I want man to shut up. You know, that's not where we're coming from. We're coming from a stance of love, understanding, and change. That's all.
That's right.
I'm not hearing anything. I guess my ears is not working.
Yeah. Okay. Put yourself on mute and go get your Q-tip out the bathroom real quick.
We want a conversation.
Yeah.
What do Black women want from Black men? We talking about that.
We're not trying to argue. We want a conversation.
I want to hear about that. Okay? So talk to me about what Black women want. Y'all heard what the fella said. We want silence. We want peace. We want nurturing women.
Well, we will not be silent.
We will not be silent. I'm trying to hear what do y'all want, okay? I'm trying to hear. I don't hear it.
All right.
Because you
So
talking.
I want peace as well.
And my
I want
mama said, hush,
performance.
John.
I want a provider. I want all the P's. I want peace, performance, and a provider. So if he can do those things, I'm good. That's what I want, John. Since you
Say
asked.
it again, T. You want peace,
I
a
want peace.
provider, a leader. What
I
else?
want a provider. I want a performer and a protector. Those are the things that I want.
That's it. That's all you need. Nothing
That's
else.
all I need. I'm easy.
It's that easy, fellas. You heard 3 things that T said she need. A provider.
That was 4.
Oh,
I want peace.
Provider.
Peace.
What else did you say? Peace.
See, you're not listening. That's the problem. You're ready to talk because you're not listening.
No.
See, if you was listening, you would have the. She only said 3 things, and you added the 4th one. So you're not listening.
Y'all disturbing my mental. Okay, I'm having young timers. Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna repeat it for you. I want peace, just like men want peace. I want peace as well. I want a provider. I want a performer and a protector. So those are some of the things that I want.
So T, can you explain to the fellas out there when you say you're looking for a performer? What does that performer look like?
I want him to perform as a leader in the household. I want him to perform in the bedroom. I want him to be someone that's dependable and someone that I can count on. That's what I mean by perform. Show up.
Yes.
All right, y'all. I told y'all the unicorn is coming, so you got to have all of this. Okay, let's go. We'll keep having.
Mute yourself, John. Mute yourself. Come on, ladies. What else y'all want from a man?
To what T said,
So
I'll answer God-fearing and equally yoked. I'll add that part.
I just want somebody who can reciprocate. If you can reciprocate, I'm good with that. If you love me like I love you, if you support me like I support you, if I'm giving and you give back, that's really all it requires. It's all about reciprocation. It's more about giving than it is about taking.
I keep hearing all of these slogans of God-fearing man and woman. Y'all got to tell me what these people look like, because I'm still confused on what these God-fearing people.
John, hush. We got go, Dahlia. What you need? What you need, baby? What you need from a man? Go ahead.
Everything that's been said, and I need a man who is mentally and emotionally mature, who's self-aware of his trauma, has the courage to address his trauma.
Yes.
And is not afraid to take the steps to do the work around his trauma so he can be a whole person. And I will reciprocate that.
Yes.
Tony,
shout out to Brian Time.
I'm listening. I'm relaying the message to the fellas in the back channel, okay? I'm getting them on board. We trying to figure this out.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so let me tell you what I want. I want a protector. I want a man that I feel protected when I'm with him. I want a leader, and I mean, of course, I want somebody who loves God, but most importantly, I want somebody a leader that leads to me and protects me. I think that's important, along with other things that we can work with together. So those things are important to me.
Come on, y'all give the mic.
I see. We have a new.
Say, Alicia. Come on, Alicia.
I think you might be on mute. Queen.
Alicia, you're on mute.
Okay, here I am. You guys hear me, right?
We hear you.
All right, it's good to be here. I finally got my audio and my camera together. I had to be able to look good and sound good, because as soon as I open my mouth, it's going to change things.
Show up. Come on.
I think I'm the oldest lady up in here. Okay, so just catch me up where you're at.
So right now, the fellas want to know what is it that we need or what we want from a man, from our man. What is it that we want and need?
Okay, first of all, if the fellas are over 30 and they are asking that question, y'all got problems, first of all. Okay. The second thing is, you got to put on your listening ears and zip your lips. That's the second thing. And the third thing is when mama speaks, you gotta be able to put it into action. All right. What I'm telling you, not just me, but when she tells you, you gotta have faith and you gotta trust that what she's telling you is the best thing for you. Okay. That's it. If you do those three things, you're well on your way to a happy relationship for the fellas, right? Okay. For the ladies, it's work. It's always work for us. And so, unfortunately, fellas, until we ladies feel like we are not working and we are finally getting something back from it, it's always going to be work for us and we're never going to be satisfied, okay? Until y'all can make us feel like we don't have to work no more and it's finally a chance for us to celebrate and enjoy our time with you, it's always going to feel like work. Okay, I'm going to let somebody else talk.
And you know what? I heard that before. I've talked to married women and they have said that it takes work to be married. You know, it takes work to, like, you're almost raising your man. You're raising your husband to be your husband. So I've heard of that.
Yes, ma'am. Now, I was married for 16 years. We were together for 22 years. I was divorced in 2014. I've been divorced now for 7 years. And he's still unhappy with the divorce, but he wasn't happy with the marriage. He had a bunch of girlfriends and was cheating while he was married to this queen. Now, what do you want? If you don't know what you want and you don't know what you need, it's always going to be a problem for you and for everybody around you. So once men and women get a clear understanding about what it is they want and what it is they want to work for, it's always going to be chaos. First of all, make up your mind about what you want. All right? Everybody can be happy once we decide what we want. Once we decide what we want and we go for that and we cherish it and nurture it and put the time and effort into having it so that we can keep it, there'll never be any peace. Okay, so once we get past all the work, then it becomes a pleasure, right? If you think of all the ways that you want to come home and satisfy your partner, I can't think of enough ways to satisfy him. I'm going to run his bath water. I'm going to make his meal. I'm going to do all the things he loves. And I know I'm going to get the same in return. I can't wait. But that's why I was married for over 16 years, right? And he's still upset that we're not together. Yeah, because he misses this. But he never did what he needed to do to keep it. I made some mistakes along the way, but you can't have one person trying to fix things and working on things. It has to be a mutual understanding of what we both have. We got to appreciate each other. Once you appreciate each other and know that it's hard to get what you got, try going out there and getting what you got. The little bit that you do have, you got to build on that, right? You don't want to start all over again. Build on it, but both of you have to be in it. And once you guys are in it, there's so much pleasure in being married, so much joy in it. And now that our children are older, I'm sure he's thinking of all of the good things that he could be getting right now. I'm 57, and let me tell you, it's good. I got a 38-year-old boyfriend. I got a 50-year-old boyfriend. I got a 25-year-old boyfriend. Okay? My ex-husband is missing all of that.
So you okay with polygamy, huh? You okay with all these different situations? Huh?
Listen, I have 80% African blood in me. It must be in the blood.
Get Will on the phone. Where my brother Will at? Come on,
look,
Will.
Alicia said you're single until you're married.
Okay, look.
I heard her.
And there's generational wealth right here between my thighs, honey. Generational wealth. And I'm passing it down. Yes.
Please do not pass your generational wealth, y'all, like that. Come on, ladies.
I'm gonna let some of y'all, the young ladies, speak.
I love that. But I want to be adored. You know, I want to be adored, and I want to be respected for exactly who I am, with the wig on, with the wig off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think somebody said it earlier. Figure out what it is you want. Because one minute you don't want the girl with the weave, and then the next minute you want it to be natural. But either way it go, you're complaining about it. And I'm not just talking about the hair. I'm talking about the whole package. Because all that other stuff, yes, I'm going to stroke you. I'm going to cook for you. You know, we're going to pillow talk. We're going to take baths together. You know what I mean? We're going to try little freaky stuff when people are looking and they not looking. But I need the whole package. I need the package of, yeah, when I come and I have a bad day and I am yelling and fussing and stuff, still love me for who I am then. Love me for my shortcomings. Don't love me just when I look like the perfect package, but love me all the way around. And I'm going to do the same for you. But I'm only going to do the same for you if you're doing the same for me. Because, yes, don't think you're going to win before I'm going to win. Before it's going to be a game, and I don't want to play that game. And if we are going to play that game, let's be on an understanding. Like, I can't deal with you right now, babe. The other half is out right now. But I need you to respect that. And I need you to still love me for that. But don't go out there and looking for somebody else. Don't break up the happy home for that. That's what I want.
Tony.
Men to be okay with the changes, but y'all not willing to be okay with the changes.
You see, again, you're not listening. Again, you're not listening.
He's not. She did not say.
You're not listening. You're not listening.
She said she wants agape love, not player love.
Fantasy, the delusion.
No, you're not listening. I told you go get them Q-tips and clean out your ears. Don't use the wash rag. You need the Q-tips, okay?
Listen,
So
look, John, we are listening and we hear every word you're saying. You and all of the other fellas, wherever they are, why aren't they here? Okay, in the waiting room. But when we do speak, we need you guys to just repeat what we're saying. This is the least you could do. When we say something, just repeat what we're saying. And then, I mean, you know, you have your ideas, but we just want to make sure that we're being heard. So the first thing you can do is just repeat what we say, right? So that we can make sure that you heard what we said, right? Once you acknowledge that you've heard us, that's when we will listen. We just want to be acknowledged and heard. That little bit alone can reduce a lot of the stress, a lot of the tension that goes on between couples. Just repeating, I heard what you said. You said that you want this, that, this, and that.
So you increasing my communication time. Everything you say, I got to repeat it back to you like a typewriter.
Well,
Maybe
you talk fast.
Maybe I should have Otter on the conversations to reply with everything that got to be said.
Hey, listen, I do promote.
Is that true? That's what you want? You want me to say that every time?
Listen to me. I'm gonna put you up on some game.
Look, you still ain't listening to it right now. Listen.
I'm getting ready to give you some game.
Listen to the ladies who don't listen.
You were right. You were on track, John, when you said, "Do I need Otter?" If it requires that you record what we say on the telephone, download an app where you can record the conversation and you can listen back to it if you missed anything, right? So that way you don't miss nothing. Ladies, I recommend you do the same thing. Record the conversations if you need to. When he's not around and you're missing him, replay those conversations so you can hear them again in your head. You can know for sure what was said. So when you do talk to him and when you talk to her, fellas, you are absolutely clear about what was said, because, you know, we make stuff up in our head and we thought we heard that. Be sure about what you're hearing. Be sure. And then the next time you see each other and you're talking, you can be on point with the conversation.
All right, fellas. Every time you're on your iPhone, hit voice memo, record all conversations. Hold them accountable, okay? When you tell them all the things you want to tell them, please record it and play it back to them so they can hear the delusion. You'll hear the delusion. Then they're going to be going, oh, I didn't mean to say that. That's not what I meant.
John.
T trying to ask you something, John.
So, John, what I actually hear Alicia saying is that active listening is very important. And each individual, male or female, wants to be validated. And how you validate them and you let them know that you heard what they said is you repeat what you heard. So they can say something and you can hear it totally differently, but by repeating what they said or what you believe that you heard, that's how you validate what they said. So no, a recorder is not necessarily needed. You have to first be quiet. That's why we have one mouth and two ears, so that we can listen to what's being said and then repeat what we believe we heard so that there's a clear understanding. That's what I hear.
All right, T. So I'm going to repeat after you. You want a protector. You want a provider. You want a performer. You want a mental health therapist as well that can sit there and protect your feelings. And
no. I want peace. I want peace. Peace is number 4.
And John, I think, and I know you're trying to
hold it down
in the middle, but at the very end of the day, I think one thing that you're missing, a lot of the times, the man and the woman neither know how to effectively communicate, first of all. So when you have two individuals who do not know how to collectively, or not even just collectively, but collectively, neither of them know how to communicate. You have two people who don't know how to communicate. When they start so-called communicating, so much has been lost in between them that when they get together to talk, it turns into an argument. And neither wants to step down and step back from the argument. Arguments are not bad if we grow, mature, and come to a common understanding with them. But again, the I statements for you, John, are necessary. So what I hear you saying, John, is you do not think that a woman needs a provider. You do not think that she needs peace. You do not think that she needs protection. And you do not think that she needs to be heard. That is an I statement. I'm not saying that's what you're saying, so leave the mute alone. That is what I'm explaining to you an I statement is. I used to have to do that because my ex didn't understand from my perspective. And he came into the conversation feeling like we were going to have an argument because he can't out-talk me. And it's not me out-talking him. His language barriers and mine are something altogether different. Like if you're going to tell me something and you already know that I have the answers because I'm junior CIA, I'm junior FBI, I'm junior United States Marshal. So if I say something to you, I already have the answer. So if you're going to answer me with truth. And that is the breakdown that we had. I already knew the answers. She was over there getting your duck sick, and you was over here with the other one. You took her to the spot we go to.
The duck sick.
Okay? The duck sick queen. So just tell me the truth. We can work with the truth, but it's the lies that we can't work with. Now, I want to back up. You said, what do we want? I have this thing, and I think I shared it with a couple of ladies on here. My prayer is that I want a Boaz, Noah, Jabez. Boaz had enough sense to cover and protect a woman that he wasn't even married to, but could have been her kinsman redeemer, but knew he couldn't be. So he did it in the right way and went and asked to be her covering. That's what he did. And then Noah quickly jumped up, sprang up, built the ark with a couple of pieces of this and that, gathered everything that God told him to do and did it succinctly, timely, and proficiently. Then you have Jabez, and his name means brings harm. So he had enough sense to ask God to expand his territory, to give him more so that he could give more. And then after he did that, he said, and Lord, please don't let me cause anybody harm because I don't want to hurt nobody. So if you have a man who wants to cover you, whether or not the world feels like you deserve to be covered, that man right there, that man is not only going to cover you, he's going to protect you, he's going to provide for you, and he is already your peace because he chose to cover you. And then if you have the man who, when God speaks, he jumps into action, you ain't even got to worry because he already praying for you. He ain't playing with you, he's praying with you. Then if you have your Jabez, man, he already looking for provision. He got provision. He knows how to give. He knows how to share. He knows when not to give. He knows how not to hurt you. So if you have that already given to you, we as women, we reciprocate whatever y'all give us. You give me money, I'm gonna make some groceries. I'm gonna cook you a meal. I'm gonna make sure these bills paid. You give me a seed, I turn that into a baby. You give me hell, I give you bullshit. I turn your life upside goddamn down. You give me a dream, you give me a vision, I turn it into actualized business. I turn it into something you didn't even think it was going to be. You tell me you want to start a business, I find all the resources to do that. That is my job. But y'all don't want us to do things because everything for y'all is a competition.
And that is the next question right there.
I just want Jeff Bezos and the rest of the billionaires. Please find me to Mars and let me find the avatar, okay?
But hold on, let me say something about this billionaire thing, because we're not all gold diggers. We don't actually need a millionaire. We can become millionaires together. That's what y'all don't understand. We're not after your money. We're not after that. That's a plus. But do you know, like, did you hear what Sakati just said? Whatever you do, we're gonna duplicate that. So we can become millionaires together. It's not a competition thing. It's a together thing. It's a partnership.
I'm going to order the Superwoman in the box. Please, somebody.
That's what is the problem. Y'all constantly looking outside of yourself. Look at yourself and the reflection of who you were birthed from. Look to yourself. You don't have to look outside anywhere else. You guys got all the riches, got all the royalties, all of everything you need, plus everything that all the rest of the men want. Y'all got it. Black men got it. If you would recognize it and treat it accordingly. And you know what? That's when we'll dial it down. Okay, we might be on 10.
Amazon Smile and buy me a blow-up perfect woman. Okay?
Let me say something.
Don't make me jump through the screen.
Let me say
Go ahead, Princess. Go ahead.
John, your personality is huge, and I think it's a beautiful thing. And I think that's what separates you and your podcast. It separates you from the other podcasts. But I think there's a time to be serious. And this will be the time. We are expressing to you men what we're looking for. And our expectation is for you guys to listen so that you can learn. And so that it's not so easy to go from one woman to the next because you don't want to deal with your traumas and triggers. So I think in this setting, it's really important for you to apply some sort of seriousness to this conversation.
I'm very serious with this conversation.
Okay.
But it's not resonating. I'm speaking for the men. I'm here for the men.
Oh, stop saying that.
I think you're speaking for yourself. You're speaking for yourself.
And I also wanted to add, like, we keep speaking on women and men like we're all a monolith, like black women are all the same or black men are all the same. Like, we got to individually get and understand the person that we're seeking or the person that we're dating or the person that we're with. I think a lot of the times, for me, I'm 29, so I feel like I'm on that borderline where what's his name, Kevin, I forgot what that guy who passed away would have said, like, you're 30.
Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin, he was like, you're almost 30. Your time is ticking. But for me, I just like, I guess like I run into a lot of men, and it's like if you show ways that you're affectionate with that woman, or you're conversing with that woman, or you're hanging out with that woman, or you're doing nice things for that woman, it's like, oh, you simping. You can't even, like, a black man can't even be nice to black women these days without it being articulated as, oh, you simping. Or and when he was talking about money, it's like, really, I'm the most basic woman ever. I had a guy friend tell me, and I was like, I just want some text message throughout the day. I want you to know you. I want to know you thinking of me. I want some communication. Like, I want mutual understanding. I want respect. So if it ever get to the point where it's like you're not respecting me, then like, okay, then I'm out. I don't need to be with you, and you're not communicating with me, because if you want something from me, you have to articulate that. I'm not gonna know what you want from me. And like, if I like somebody, you can take me to McDonald's, and I'm gonna be happy because I really like you. I'm not about to sit here and try to chase after your pocketbook or what you got. I don't really care about that, because if you, at the end of the day, at the core, if you really like a person, none of that stuff mattered. If you see women that's hanging out, everybody do their own thing. I'm not judging nobody, but a lot of my friends, if they hanging out with a dude and they boasting and bragging about what this dude is really doing for them, that's because they don't really like that person individually. Once you get a person and you really like that person, they could send you a text message in the morning. You gonna be satisfied, because you know that you really really care for that person and you really have an understanding with that person.
Can I just put
things
something
real
into
quick.
Okay, hold on.
perspective
Wait,
here?
because Dahlia want to go next. She been
I
trying
know.
to talk. I'm so sorry.
I was gonna say her
I
too.
don't
Let
have
me
a
say
lot.
one thing real quick before you go, Dahlia. John, somebody in the comments said you can call them to get some advice. So make sure you check the comments. And then the second thing was gonna be Dahlia, go ahead and go with yours.
All right. So John, you know what I heard you say a few times, not in this conversation alone, but in the conversation with the fellas, you calling us delusional. And I really want to call that out because you putting us in a box of we're delusional creatures, women. You don't take us serious. So if I look at men like, oh, these motherfuckers is delusional, I'm not going to have a serious and constructive conversation with you because I'm already putting you in a box like you delusional. So there's a lack of respect. And I want to just bring that to your attention to be aware of that, because it's the same thing if we think men ain't shit. Of course, we're not going to listen to you. We're not going to hear what you have to say because you full of shit anyway. So you said that with the conversation and the fellas, and you just said it in this conversations. We're delusional. So I just want to bring that to your attention, sir.
So
And therefore
this.
that explains
stand
the
by
three
my word.
boyfriends, right?
And
The
I
three
will stand by my
boyfriends that it
words,
takes.
okay? There is a large amount of women out there that are very delusional, okay? And I'm going to stand by it. So you don't have to agree with me. That's why it's both sides of the conversation. It's your perspective.
And what about the men?
It's men too. I'm a man, okay? I date women, okay? So I'm not speaking for men. I'm talking about women, okay? So when I'm referencing women, that's because I'm talking to women.
Know.
And when
The
y'all
women
talking
that you
about
know.
men, y'all address men. I'm addressing women.
John.
The women that you know.
Hold on. It's a
The
lot of
women that you
delusional women out there.
What are they
The women
delusional
that you-
about?
The
Right.
women that you have met.
That's just what it is. So you
The
don't have
What
to
are they
agree with me.
delusional
That's
about,
fine.
John?
But it's
And
a
not
lot of
even women
delusional
that
women.
You attract
that
what
he
you
put
are.
them
The women that
I
you
know, I
have
try to
come
get
across,
them
John, the women that you have come across have had to deal with all that you deliver, right? And when they're getting all of John Henry, they're getting a combination of things. It's all over the place. And so it is a delusional kind of a place where they're going to be. It's very cloudy, very confusing. It's inspirational because you have a great energy. You have a lot of ambition. You're doing a lot of great things, but it's very confusing to be in John Henry's world. And so they're going to come out of John Henry's.
It's very confusing.
But it's not to say that she is not willing to take the time to try and get to know John Henry. She may go into a delusional state, but she is hoping to come out in a great place, right? We don't go into no relationship trying to be in an illusion or in some fairy tale or wherever you think they are. We go into a relationship hoping to come out with a man who loves, cares, and adores us, and we can do the same, right? We go in with the best intentions, with what we've seen in other relationships, our grandparents or aunties or whatever. Okay, so it's not all bad, but I do understand. I understand.
Alicia,
though.
I gotta ask you a
understand.
question.
Yeah.
You was on Kevin Samuel's show. What did Kevin Samuel tell you?
Yes, honey. Yes, honey. Okay. And I loved every minute of it because I know who I am. I'm very confident in who I am. And I know I got my stuff together, right? So I knew that when I got into the conversation with him, and that's so funny, you know that. You ain't never mentioned that to me. Yeah, I'm glad you're watching, paying attention. But yeah, when I got on the show, he had to take 2 looks at me because I got on and I didn't say anything. I took his direction, right? I followed the lead that he wanted to take in the conversation. I gave him that much, and he loves that power, right? Men love to know that they have that power. So he led me down the little conversational Kevin Samuels trail. And when it got to him finally being able to hear what I had to say, I then said to him, yes, I am from a traumatic background, but I am the link in my family generational chain that changed. I decided to be the wife. I decided to put my career on hold to be a wife, a successful career, and I became a successful wife. I did all the things that he was telling young women to do, and I was still at a place where I'm alone, divorced from a man who neglected and abused and took advantage of all of that, the high value man. And my ex-husband is a high valued man. There are lots of women on Facebook coming to see who Mrs. Mayo is, the former Mrs. Mayo, because he has it going on. He does, but he ain't got it together up in here, right? And that's what they're going to find out. So men can say and pretend like it's all good when the reality is you get a good woman, you get in a great relationship, great situation. Everything is there. The fairy tale, the fantasy, everything, right? Then what do you do with it? What do you do with it? And as long as Black men continue to screw it up because they think they can get more, or they think they want more, or they think she's delusional, or she ain't acting right, or she ain't talking right, or she ain't, you constantly looking outside of yourself and never at yourself to improve, it ain't never gonna be right. Unfortunately, Kevin Samuels died never being satisfied. So you can die alone too. Y'all can die alone too.
No, they took my brother out. They didn't like the good words he was spreading. He was empowering Black men. They took him out.
He took his damn self out.
We're still here.
And hold on. Let's spread some love, ladies. Let's spread some love. Black men, we love you. Listen to me. We love you. And guess what else? We need you. Okay? We love you and we need you. All jokes aside, we need you. We need you to come to be the leader in our lives, in our household, in the bedroom, all of that. We need you and we love you. So it ain't what you think it is.
That's why I got 3 of them. That's why I got 3 of them. They are all Black, and I'm trying with every one of them, hoping that one of them is the best man, right?
Alicia, I'm glad you said that, because a lot of Black women don't want to talk about serial dating. You meet these women, they only can date one person at a time.
And this ain't no serial dating. This is long-term relationship stuff. I've been with all 3 long-term, and I've been working on it long-term. Okay, this ain't no game. It's a long game.
So
it's
you out here pimping. Alicia, you out here pimping.
No. I love Black men. I love Black men.
See, and there you go, putting a title on it. When a woman does it, it's a whole nother title. But when a man does it, it's all good for him to have multiple women. And that's what we're talking about. Y'all, when we do it, it's a whole nother story. And when y'all do it, it's okay.
Tony,
she didn't broke it down to you, and you're not listening again.
Didn't Will say
all we want to say is don't complain when we have 3 or 4 women in long-term relationships. That's all.
Didn't Will say he want 3 women? Will want 3 women. He want 3. He want 3 wives, right? So what's wrong with her having her 3?
Alicia,
with the 3 men that you
do they
have,
all know about each other?
They
someone
don't know.
in the comments asked, do they know about each other? And then my second question is, do you see yourself with either one of the 3 long-term?
I see myself with all 3 long-term. I see myself with one of them long-term, and I'm trying. I'm at 57. I'm still trying. I'm still running the bathwater.
Live your life, queen. Do you?
You know what I'm saying? And no, they don't know about each other because one of them. Business. And also because I respect them all. I respect them, and I know how they feel about their egos, right? And I know that their egos would be bruised, ripped to pieces, knowing my ex-husband thought that he could go out and do all of that, and I would be okay with it. I was hurt, but still willing to work the marriage out, right? But that didn't mean that I was okay with it. I had to suck it up and try and make the sacrifice to put the time and investment in correcting and changing, how we went wrong. I didn't like knowing that he had other women. And when it came time for him to know it, he didn't like it so much that it became abusive physically. For me, I never put my hands on him over the other women. But see, that's the double standard, see, that we were talking about. Women can't do it, but men can.
Don't go there. We not even
This is serious. No, that's very serious, John. I'm being very serious. You know, and so no, I don't want them to know. And if they find out, okay, then I have to be willing to deal with the consequences of that.
Somebody
and I'm
get
willing,
an Apple Tracer. We get the air tracker on you, okay?
I'm willing to sacrifice myself to give and get the love from a Black man. Do you hear what I'm saying? It ain't no joke.
Loud and clear. I hear you. I'm taking notes.
I picked them jewels up, Tony, like they in my pocket. You know, my grandmother used to tell me, you keep a pair and a spare. A pair's two and a spare's one. You keep a pair and a spare. And I feel like, you know, Queen, you on point with it. But you know, at the very end of the day, I find it really funny how men could cheat on us, and you know, even in your committed relationship, but as soon as you do it, it's unforgivable. Now, John said he don't want to talk about that, but this ain't his show. So my question is, how are we supposed to be happy with the cheating that y'all do, or comfortable, or forgive you and move forward with it? But then we're supposed to not do the same thing. Because see, when we cheat, we cheat. See, when men cheat, they just get somebody with a pulse, a coochie, and some boobs. When we cheat, we get somebody who has a whole different money situation. We get somebody with a whole different mind situation. And we always, women maximize, we multiply whatever we do. We don't go backwards. We go forward with it. Like, you know,
we're thinking of the tribe. We're thinking of the whole village.
Because when I cheated with the doctor. You know, my dude was driving the bus, you know, boom. So I did it all on a whole nother level. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you can cheat and I'm gonna come home and treat you right, baby.
But it's in an effort to improve the standards of life for all of us. And this is no joke. I mean, my ex-boyfriend's current relationship, I'm in close contact with her. She's younger than me, and I'm like a big sister to her. She had 2 of his babies, and she is in love with him, but he is still the raggedy person that he is. I keep praying over both of them, and I keep praying over the children as an elder now, right? And my whole goal is about the village, is about our community, our wellness, and our improvement. We will go through a lot. We're going to go through a lot. We're going to go through a whole lot of messes we can't even imagine we're going through. But we have to keep in mind the well-being of our people, of Black people, the sustainability. Are we still progressing? Are we bringing more babies into the, you know, into the village? Are we raising them with different perspectives and attitudes? Are we able to sustain ourselves as Black people? I'm about that life, okay? While the Mormons are doing sister wives, I'm not necessarily promoting polygamy, but I am promoting the wellness and care of our Black people. And I know John is like, you can't, I know that's that nervous lab. John is doing the nervous lab, because it's like hitting his soul real deep. John, you can be a part of all of this. You can be a part of this. We're going to make you our spokesman, right?
We can't
do that. For the wellness of the community.
Okay, hold on. We got to let some other ladies talk. Princess, you got something you want to say? Take yourself off mute.
On the last show, I remember John saying, we just call them replacements. Men just call them replacements. And I think, how sad is that as a man, that instead of pouring into a woman that you're with, you're willing to just call in a replacement. And so what you do is leave your traumas on a woman, but you expect for her to show up healed in the next relationship. And I just think as a man, you should just pour into your woman and you should build what you have, because anything that's new is going to be beautiful and good. But when they get to know a person, the real person, then you're back to the same struggle that you were at when you could have mended that relationship.
I stand by what I said, okay? And I'll say it again. I'm 43 years old. I'm single. I don't got time to play no games. If you're an older woman and I'm dating you and you can't get it right and you don't understand, I'm calling in the replacements. I ain't waiting. I ain't gotta wait. I'm calling in the replacements.
Some of us are irreplaceable.
That's just what it is. We calling in the replacements.
Some of us are irreplaceable. So it depends on what parts you're trying to replace. You can replace somebody with a higher education. You can replace somebody with a bigger house, but you can't replace loyalty. You can't replace support. You can't replace love. There's a whole lot of things that are irreplaceable. So when you're replacing, make sure you know what you're replacing.
Well, and when men replace this, what they do is they replace with new pussy. They don't replace with new loyalty. They don't replace with new hearts.
But guess what, Sakati? Old pussy is new pussy to the next man.
I'm just saying. But they replace with pussy. You feel what I'm saying? Men don't make strategic moves whenever they go from relationship to relationship. Women make strategic moves. If I'm fitting to leave him, this one gonna have. See, women multiply, men they add. We multiply. Men add new pussy, but women multiply their thought process when going to a next relationship. We multiply. We calculate. They don't calculate. That's why I just said they add new pussy. Mm-hmm. When you calculate, you multiplying. So and yes, I know you can add when you calculate. I'm still talking though. So when you add new pussy, you're not looking at the fact that you're not adding loyalty to your life. You're not adding someone who is going to build you, who is going to make your visions and dreams into realities, because that is the job of a helpmeet. You're not looking for the woman who is going to have your 6, like your 9, your 11, your 3, your 12, your 1. They're not looking for that, Queen. They think that they could build that in a woman because, that's what they think. We're not Legos though. You can't just build us how you want us to be. So
that's why it's so easy to murder and kill us, Sakati.
Yes. Yes.
All right, so I'm going to change the topic. There was a question in the comments that asked, can you be friends with your ex? I have lots to say about that, but I want to hear from you ladies. Who wants to start?
Yes, you can.
Princess, go ahead.
The answer is just a straight yes. It's possible. Yes, you can be friends with your ex. You just have to know the boundaries when it comes to another relationship you're in.
Dahlia.
Be respectful.
Dahlia. You on mute?
I used to be okay with it, but now I feel different about it. I can be cordial and respectful, but I don't really see a reason for us to be friends.
Anybody else have any thoughts on that?
I don't see anything wrong with being friends with your ex. It's called adulting to me. But it depends on the situation and how you guys probably broke up. But I think it's okay to be friends with your ex. You don't have to do other stuff with your ex, but just be friends.
I think it's also like was said earlier, like boundaries and also how you broke up. And like for me, my profession is like I usually date Black men that's in STEM fields, like scientists and stuff like that, because I'm a mathematician. And so for me, it all kind of depends. Like I might need this person to work with me on my business endeavor. So I might hit them up on LinkedIn. We can stay connected on LinkedIn. I might need you to network in the future, but I don't see myself asking you, let's go out and hang out. They're like, it has to be some sort of boundaries,
And find the value in the relationship that you had with the person in any relationship. You don't want to just throw people away. Cancel culture is real. You don't throw people away. You recycle, take out the stuff that you can use, cultivate relationships in the areas that are meaningful and that have value for the both of you. It shouldn't be a one-way kind of a situation where I'm going to keep them around because, he pays bills or I'm going to keep him around just in case because, that thing was good. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We really want to cultivate relationships and really put value in each other along the way. And, and also speak to the person about why you are keeping them or why you feel like you want to keep them around. Express your appreciation for them and the good things that they gave. I do that to my ex-husband all of the time. You know, I remind him of the wonderful father he's been and how wonderful it was to meet him, you know, in the first 7 years of our marriage. And so I'm constantly pouring into him and the exes that I do have. And that I think is really important for the long term. Again, it's the investment, that long-term investment too.
Alicia, we know you from California. Alicia, for going green. Recycle, fellas and sisters out there. Recycle.
Right.
That's
Solar
right.
power,
But I
baby.
really like what you said, Alicia, with being mindful of why we still keep people around, right? A lot of, I know women who keep men around just to see what they can get out of them still. And I found that to be very toxic to them in the end, because it's not a win-win situation, and there's no integrity there. It's just like, what can I get out of you? And if I feel like if we just keep using each other, it's not healthy, and we cause more damage to each other. So I really want to highlight that you said that, you know, we making it beneficial on both ends.
Because ultimately we're being torn down in the real world, you know, and so keeping our relationships sacred, when we, especially amongst Black couples, Black love is sacred, and even if it doesn't work out, it is still sacred. That you know what was sacred about it. Go to bed dreaming about those sacred moments. That's what keeps us. That cultural connection, that loving connection, we cannot just throw that away. It means the world to us, and it keeps us going. It is food for our souls, absolutely, until I get my next marriage, right?
Well, ladies, we have another question that the men want to know. Do you Black women prefer to date older or younger men, and why?
I like older men. Because so I like older men because I feel like I'm already 29. So for me, it's like younger, they're very like childish and they like to party. But I don't know why lately, like I've like tried to date an older man that was like 40 and he also liked to party. So I'm like, I dated older men because I wanted somebody that's kind of slowed down more. But like now I'm like, are all men just like everybody just want to party all the time? And I'm like, I just want to go in the house. I just want to be in the house. Okay. But I think for me specifically, I prefer older men.
I'm definitely leaning towards.
I'm sorry, Princess.
Go ahead, babe. I was just going to say I'm definitely leaning towards older men because they have a different level of emotional maturity.
I can't put an age on it because I've met men who are younger, maybe their 30s, late 20s, who are more mature than somebody in their 40s. And I met plenty of men in their 40s who ain't got their shit together emotionally and on other levels. So I feel like I can't put no age on it. If you're mature, you got your mind in the right space, you're doing the work, you got the level of self-awareness that meets mine or higher, I can fuck with you. But I found that I can't put no age to it.
Deacon Jones, all of the brothers with salt and pepper. Make sure y'all reach out to Princess, okay? She want the older man. Get the older man. Go on, sister.
Interesting enough, Dahlia, to what you just said. I've traditionally and historically have dated older men. Currently engaged to someone that's a little bit younger than me, but I agree with you. You have to be first emotionally available, be mature, have your situation together, and be ready to settle down. And typically I found that men are not ready to do that until they're 40 or 50 plus. Plus for me, I'm a little older. Alicia, younger than you, but I'm right behind you coming. I'm creeping. And so a younger man cannot do anything for me. We don't have anything in common. There's nothing that we can talk about. We don't go to the same places. We're not interested in the same things. So I'm looking for something totally different. That's me. But Dahlia, that was pretty interesting what you said.
And that, John, an older man doesn't have to have a salt and pepper hair. With some of you younger men already losing your hair. And I'm popping. I don't need you to hook me up.
Shiny, somebody in the
Daddy.
comments
All
said,
the
what do you
Splendor
have to
Daddies.
say?
Make sure you got your Splendor ready for the coffee, Splendor Daddies.
Who want to know my business? I like older men, and y'all talking about 40s. I'm talking about 50s, older. That's it.
Shiny wants the Social Security checks if you're 62.
It ain't.
You know, I agree with what Dahlia said as well, but I typically like an older man. Older men know how to court a woman. You know, they still the old school like courting. You know, and not necessarily salt and pepper, but they be fresh too. So what's up, OGs?
I can agree with the older guys, but you know, there's a lot of old fools out here too. Just for me myself, I'm a rainbow spectrum kind of woman, so I'm waiting on whatever comes my way. I'm not looking for nobody, but when God has who He has for me, and I didn't say I don't have no friends, but I ain't looking for nobody. But when it's time for me to have my husband, that's who I'm gonna have. I'm not going to put an age restraint on it because who God may have for me, my Boaz Noah Jabez might be 35, you know, as long as, you know, I have no more children, but you know, he may be 35, he may be 52, you know, he may be a deck of cards. But just for me, it's all about the mental maturity. And you know, no Viagra, just mental maturity and no Viagra. You know what I mean?
Young fellas, the cougars are out. The moon is out. It's a full moon.
Look, hey John. Look, speaking of cougars, I tell all of my men, I don't care how old they are, really, as long as they're over 25 and love me. And then they need to have their first aid and CPR up to date, just in case, you know, because I am over 55. Hey, save my life if you need to, okay? Because I'm trying to enjoy all of my life. and then there's power in choice. Just choice at whatever time of your life, having the choice depending on what is going on with you. But I prefer men who love and adore me over 25. They're all, you know, my favorite is 39. He's my favorite. He's just right in so many ways. But he's only 39.
I just want to say I love you, Alicia.
God. You can see it, right? The joy. You can feel it.
Alicia.
The joy, right? And the 50-year-old, he thinks he's mature and he thinks he's sophisticated, and he is in a lot of ways, and I admire all of that. But then sometimes I just have to not say anything and look at him like, really? All that matters is me. You know that. Right.
I remember.
And he comes right back around to that. See, so while the 50-year-old who is in that mature life and doing all that he thinks he wants to do, even the 38-year-old doing all that with his career and law enforcement and all that he thinks he wants to do, you come back to me. It comes right back around to me. The woman.
I just want to thank y'all because all that stuff about being delusional, they got my inbox going crazy right now. So people talk about
Okay, my inbox is blowing up too. But hold on, let me let my queen talk. Let me let my queen talk. Go, yo, go.
So interesting enough, I was doing counseling with my pastor, and he said, Yolanda, you like younger men. And I was like, I don't just go after younger men, but because it's a trauma that I had coming up, I don't want a relationship with older men. And it's really messed up because you have some really good older men. You know, I work at the well, I ain't gonna say where I work, but anyway, they be trying to talk to me and I just be looking. And I was just recently offered. He was like, how much this gonna cost? And so I smiled. I said, how much you willing to give? And he said, what about $1,000 a week? So I just started laughing. But I'm not attracted. So I didn't even, you know, we having fun and we flirting. But for me, if there was a man that said, okay, maybe in his 50s or 60s or 70s, say, hey, I could give you $1,000 a week and I could have me a man, you know what I'm saying, that I'm feeling, that I'm attracted to, and he may not have as much, I'm gonna go with that man. And I've been told I'm crazy, but that's just me, you know. So for me, I'm gonna go with the younger.
Thank y'all for ruining my night. My phone is blowing up off the hook now. Y'all made all the women out there say, John Henry, we want you. Leave me alone, okay? Y'all blowing my phone up. Leave me alone.
Hey, let me just add one thing, ladies. I don't know if you can see it, but I just started wearing my gray hair. For years, I was cutting my hair short and coloring it, relaxing and coloring it, relaxing and coloring, relaxing and coloring. And when I got to the point where I just didn't care anymore, and I said to myself, okay, let's see what changes for me when I start wearing my gray hair. And I added the cornrows, and you know, I'm doing my whole braids thing again, but it's gray hair. Let me tell y'all, ladies, they love it. So have no fear, no boundaries, no limitations on the possibilities. They're endless. Okay. At Thanksgiving, your table should be full.
Alicia, they invited me for turkey pie. I'm not available for Thanksgiving, okay?
So I want to address this grind time person. He basically said as soon as a woman says something positive about a grown man, another woman says something negative about them. Maybe you ladies should get on one accord. Us ladies are not trying to have a relationship, an intimate relationship with each other. Hence, we are discussing what we have gone through, what we will not accept, what we will accept, and sorry, not sorry. Some of the things and some of the people we will not accept have negative connotations to them. However, again, we are not a monolith. What one may like, another may not like. You heard my sister Dahlia. She said, you know, I'm open. And, you know, the other sis, Shawnee, said, I like the older gentleman. So that is not a negative connotation. We want what we want, and that's what we want. And if we can't have what we want, we don't want it. So it's not negative or positive. It's just us sharing what it is that we like, what we want, what we don't like, what we don't want. So if that don't work for you, Jesus bless you, baby. Jesus bless you.
Thank you, Sakati. I just commented it. I just made a comment as well and said different strokes for different folks. We're just talking about our preferences, not negative versus positive. So I agree with you.
And with that being said, we need to do another check-in for the fellas. Black men, we love you. Black men, do you know that we love it when you smell good? When you put that cologne on? Do you know we love you? Black men, do you know that we love you when you walk with your feet kind of sloop-footed? Because you got a lot going on. Do you know that we love it? And black men, do you know that we love them rough hands because you've been working all day, getting that bread and butter? We love you, black men. We love it when you come home with that fresh cut. You know what I'm talking about, black men? We love you. Okay, so let's not get it twisted. We love you. And guess what else? We need you. Them strong chocolate hands, that big old lips, and that big old nose. We love you, black men. Okay? Yes, black men.
Yes.
Now,
let me add this. I love when he says in the third week of dating, I'll be home in about an hour. And he comes to my house. He don't have a change of clothes, but he put on my booty shorts and walk around the house with the thing slipping out the side of him. I love that. Yes. And then offer to cook in my kitchen in them little booty shorts that I gave him to put on with his thing slipping out the side. Yes, I love that.
And that ain't nobody's business but you and his, okay? Okay.
What it is happening? Gray sweatpants, fellas. Put the gray sweatpants on and go walk outside for a little while.
And Alicia, it's okay if they use your Dove soap too, you know, because that's what we use. It's okay. We know what you really smell like, black man. Okay?
That's right. That's right.
So I have a question. And someone asked earlier, or not asked, they stated earlier, a lot of the trauma that we in the Black community have are the generational curses of slavery. The man was taken from his wife when Master done found out y'all are in a relationship. Then after the man is moved, the woman has a baby and they remove the baby from her. So we have always been scattered, thrown around, put here, taken there. Do y'all think that what we've gone through slavery, through Jim Crow and the other such policies, your husband can't be at the house if you're getting the food stamps? Do you think those things, and then the silly old feminist party where we ran after to help the white feminists, and once they got what they wanted, they threw us away? Do you think a lot of that has something to do with the breakdown in the relationships between Black and brown, Black men and women?
I think it does have an impact. It has a generational impact that most of us are not aware of. And I think we all have a generational responsibility to do better, to take ownership of our trauma and do better and really change the way we see each other and like really honor each other, right? There is a lot. Living life is a lot, right? Going through our traumas and like coping and doing the work around it. And the work is every single day. Every time you're triggered, you better become aware and do the work, or you do more damage to yourself and your partner or the people you love that are around you. So we all have that responsibility. And even if it was decades ago, it's still here. It still is impacting us. It's still impacting our young Black men and our young Black women and how we show up. Having the self-awareness of how we're showing up is huge. Just like Tony started the conversation with the fellow who was in her DM in the picture. This is how he's showing up. Does he have the awareness around it, how that's speaking and how that's coming across? Probably not, but it matters. And it really matters. And we might think, oh, this was such a long time ago, but baby, it's still affecting us in a major, major way. The way we have the Black family, the way we raise our sons, the way we raise our daughters, it matters. The way we love each other, the way we love ourselves, all of that it's deeply rooted. And I love that you brought that up because it doesn't come up enough. And it's really deep. That's why I appreciate having this conversation and that you brought it up and that we just all continue to do the work and teach our kids to do the same. Like to pass it on to the babies and let them, give them the tools. Give them the tools because they're not going to learn it in public school. They're not. Give them the tools to love themselves, to respect each other, to respect their elders, to know what self-love looks like. To give them the tools to deal with trauma, whether it's you being bullied at school or whatever happens at home. But let's give them the tools. And it's like, even I don't have kids, but I'm an auntie and I'm going to give them kids the tools. I'm going to pass it on wherever.
Tony,
And Alicia, everybody before me.
Tony, I need you to talk to the ladies. They taking it too far, okay? They in my inbox going crazy now. They pulling with man pull, okay? I don't want to see the cat pictures, okay? Please stop, ladies. This is very, very traumatizing for me. Y'all are traumatizing me out there. Stop it, ladies. Stop it.
You can log off whenever you want, John. Okay, but this is our platform and this is our perspective, okay?
We gotta get ready to get out there. I'm begging. We gotta start wrapping this up.
We are getting to that mark, ladies, and this has been a beautiful conversation. Just like Dahlia said, she appreciates this conversation because, all jokes aside, these conversations is needed. We learned a lot today, okay? We learned a lot of different perspectives, and it still needs to be more said. There's definitely going to be a part 2 to the ladies show. There's definitely going to be a part 2 to the fellas show. And we're going to definitely come together because this is what this is about. Us coming together, having these conversations so we can have a better and loving relationship with one another. So like we do, we always give everyone an opportunity to say lasting words, giving shout outs or whatever it is your heart desires to say to the community. Alicia, you will have Kamani in the chat. So we're going to start with you. And we're going to keep it going all the way around, okay?
Thank you. I just want to focus these last few seconds on the men because when I go to bed at night and when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I think about are my sons. And my ex-husband, when he wasn't happy at work, I had to make sure that he understood that I didn't want to add any more pressure than he already had, trying to make sure that he was meeting the needs of our family. So I think it's important for us as Black women to do what we do our thing, but also remember to support our men and our sons and our male relatives, and knowing that they don't have to live up to the standards of society or what the past generations thought was best for us. Oh, you got to be doing this and you got to be doing that for your family. However, Black men show up for us women, as long as they're showing up for us, then we need to show up for them. We need to support them in their pursuit. Okay. It may not be 100% exactly what Grandma and them said it is. Okay. And so when I told my 39-year-old man, no, you don't need to work for them because they're trying to kill you. They're trying to kill you. Okay, so go. You have the permission to go, and I support you financially and spiritually to go and find your happiness. I will be here when you're done. I'll see you later. I love you always, Black man. That's important, I think.
Miss Yolanda, go ahead and give your last parting words.
Yeah, basically, I just want to say to my Black men, we love you. We need you. We respect you. And we need you to protect us, give us intimacy, and just love us. I mean, at the end of the day, listening to everybody's basically saying the same thing. But it's just important for me, for our Black men, to know that we love and we support you. I'm over and out.
Thank you, Queen. Shani the B. Watch out. Shani is at the senior sitters. We got to watch Shani. Go ahead, Shani.
John, shut up.
You better leave my sister alone.
To piggyback off what the ladies were saying, yes, Black men, we love you. We need you. We are proud of you. But we want to be heard. We want to be loved. We want to be appreciated. We want to be respected. And we want someone to meet us halfway. It's not about what you have, because we bring our own to the table. And John, shut up. That's all.
Thank you, sister. You know I love you, sister. Miss Dahlia, thank you, because you have ruined my night by you talking about my delusion. Now my inbox is running out of the breath. So thank you for ruining my night tonight.
You're welcome anytime. And I'm going to say it again. Black men, we love you and we need you. And I just hope and pray y'all understand how much y'all matter. How much y'all matter. It's not like women rule, this and that. We need each other. We really, really do. Our kids need both of us. And so it's men have such an impact. And I feel like a lot of times they don't know. I feel like fathers don't even realize how important they are. And y'all are so, so important and needed and loved. And just know that.
Thank you again, Queen, for being here. Your perspectives was taken. And we appreciate you coming on. My other sister, Tiana, she just wants peace. She just wants us to get... Nah, let me stop. Go ahead.
Hush, John, hush.
At least you can listen and remember that I said I wanted peace, so I'm happy about that. I have the same sentiments as my sisters on the show. Like, we respect you, Black men. We need you, Black men. We love you, Black men. And I am totally guilty of not saying that enough, because I'm a very independent woman. And those verbal affirmations are extremely important, and I don't always give them out. But I always try to make sure that I inform, advise, let people know when I see them, when they're leaving, when we're parting ways, that I do love them, because I do. And that's especially our Black men. I appreciate you ladies in being here on the show tonight, sharing our thoughts, ideas, and having a conversation about what we want. And John, thank you so much for putting us on his platform. That's all.
Now I'm mad because last time you left me, you didn't tell me you love me, sister. I'm saying, now you know I love you, sis. I love you, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate you acknowledging that. Very powerful stuff. All right, Tara, we could take her to Wingstop. McDonald's, whatever, fellas. If she like you, she just want to be around you. Don't be afraid. Take her to Wingstop, dog.
Take me to
Hey, don't
Wingstop.
sleep on Wingstop. Wingstop is good, especially them what's the lemon
Lemon
pepper chickens?
Lemon pepper.
Don't play with the lemon pepper chickens. We're not gonna do that today, John. I just want to say thank you, John, for having me. Thank you, Tony. I really enjoy all y'all. Princess, thank you for your knowledge, and everybody else on the show. Alicia, you always got it popping today. I had a good time. I just want to say shout out to black men that protect black women. We can't protect all black men. It has to be black men that hold other black men accountable, and it has to be black men that's also put into the community. You know, they have to be holding themselves accountable too. And at the same time, I also have to hold myself accountable. And black women, we got to hold each other accountable, but we also got to hold black men accountable. If they're doing wrong in the community, they've done somebody wrong, we got to speak up about it. We got to advocate against that. And I just want to say, yeah, Wingstop is good. We ain't gonna sit here and act like Wingstop ain't good. I don't really like McDonald's. It's cold. That was the example, because you know, like, it gotta be fresh. I gotta go in there and be like, hey, can you make me a fresh burger, not the one that been sitting under the heat lamp?
Right. Well, we appreciate you and all the beta males. Don't be messing with Tara. She like the Alpha brothers. All right, all you betas, stay in the seats. All right, follow your plate. All right, Sakati, Queen, Miss Boaz, Miss Joaz, Miss the Bible, Gene King James. Come give him somebody.
Hey, nobody said nothing about Joab. I don't need him in my inbox. So at the very end of the day, I think the most beautiful thing that was ever created was the man and the woman. The first man and woman created were black men and women. And creation comes from black men and women. Black women are the only ones with the Eve gene. Black women are the only ones who can create white babies with a black man. Black women are the only ones that have the life-saving and life-giving utilities in our DNA. That's why they steal us. That's why they murder us. That's why they take our wombs. That's why they take our blood. Take that donate organs off your ID, just so y'all know. But anyhow, as I digressed, we got to love each other, and we have to show a unified and a concerted effort at being in unity, not even just with communication, but in love. We can't feel the microwave sense of throwing each other away. If it hurt, work on it. If it's broken, fix it. You ain't gonna find a good one, a new one, another one, the other one, this one and that one. Work on the one you got. Because the grass look greener on the other side, but they forget to tell you about to step in some shit on that AstroTurf. So we got to start focusing on what we got, and that's each other. And sorry, not sorry, the black man is nothing without the black woman. Nothing. The black woman is nothing without the black man. We were created to be with each other. And hey, I'm not hating on nobody who is in a multinational relationship. Blessings to you and what you have. No hate on that. But at the very end of the day, anybody come from my kings, I got them. I'm going to always have a king's back, whether I know you or not. I'm going to for sure have a queen's back, front, side to side, top and bottom. But you come from my kings, you coming for our lives. And the strongest part on the chessboard is who? Who's the strongest? Oh, the queen. All right, because we busy protecting our king. But at the end of the day, kings, we need y'all to step up, be present. Stop beating on your women. Stop cheating on your women. Be there for your women. And queens, we got to start respecting our men, admiring our men, and giving our men what they need to be men. And giving them a little bit of grace, because some folks didn't do too well. So with that being said, as John would say, I pray blessings, favor, grace, prosperity, and everything that was stolen from you to be multiplied back unto you in your laps, running over. And may this new year we walk into be even more prosperous than the one that we're in today. Because all of you queens on here deserve your Boaz, Noah, Jabez. And I see it coming. So blessings, grace, and mercy to each of you. I was going to say except John, but you can have some too.
Thank you, Queen, for that very powerful stuff. Okay, next up, we got Princess, all of the elders, Splendid Daddies, all of emotionally mature men. Say hi to the people, Princess.
Coming from my sister. That's what you gonna do on today. So I'm gonna mute you.
He's all right. I would say do the work. My parting words would be for Black men to do the work. Submission is organic for a woman when you lead and protect and make us feel safe. I would say get the therapy that is needed. A lot of you need therapy, and women do too. But get the therapy that is needed. And I would say as a Black man, if you meet a Black woman and her possessions consist of yours, if she has the house and she has the cars and she has her own kids and she has the job, you've got to bring more to the table than that. And those would be my parting words.
Thank you very much for your output and your perspective today. With that being said, my co-host, the host that do the most, Tony, Pretty Tony, tall at the people before the benediction.
Man, ladies, queens, thank you for this show. This was a beautiful platform today. I'm gonna say it again like I've been saying all night. Black men, we need you. Black men, we need you. Black men, we love you. Okay? Again, you heard consistency. You heard that we want to be adored. We want to be respected. We want y'all to listen. Okay? Listen. Let us be heard. What did Alicia say? Record the conversation. And you know what else I want to put out there? When I was married, for the 12 years I was married, and sometimes you get lost in your relationships, we used to have like a notebook. And you know how you have a nightstand on your side and you have a nightstand on your side, right? And we used to write love letters to each other because we didn't have time to talk about everything that we needed to cover during dinner time or whatever time that we had together. You know, write a letter to each other. Take it back to the old school. Will you go with me? Yes or no? You know what I mean? It's romantic. It's cute. You can keep it forever. It's a conversation. So that's my offer to you. But Black men, we love you. We need you. And let's just respect each other and let's continue to have these conversations. And women, yes, let's start giving our Black men more compliments. They need more nurturing. You know what I'm saying? We're a little bit stronger than they are. But that doesn't mean that we don't need you, Black men. Because we love you and we need you. And John, I love you, John. You get on my dang nerves, though. But I love you. Because without you, it wouldn't be a both sides of the conversation. So we appreciate you for this platform. We appreciate you for letting us take over and having this much needed conversation. And thank you to all the ladies with all your perspectives. I learned something from each and every one of y'all tonight. I love you guys. And as always, keep ascending, community.
Love you. Love all of you too.
Thank you very much. Hold on one second, everybody, because before we close out today, y'all have to get a benediction from the bishop. I am still here. So you know what that means? Every show we end with a benediction from the bishop. I got my towel ready. It's been hot over here. It's been a little tough over here. But you know what? It's been real. It's been powerful. It's been fun. Just want to say to all of the queens on the stage, I love you too. Tony, I love you. I respect the work that you do. To everybody on here, it is a great day when you could conversate, laugh, and not take everything so serious. Black love is real. We know there's some healing. We know there's some disappointments. We know there's some things that we got to fix in our community, but we will do that together by having these conversations. So with that being said, I'm going to give the benediction before we end, and it's going to be long because we won't be here on Thursday. So I got to keep y'all for a little bit longer today. I got the bishop, got some things he wants. I'm not going to, now let me stop. Let's go. With that being said, Black love is the key to the essence of our growth, our prosperity. It takes males and females of our community to find out what our wrongs are, fix our wrongs, make our rights right, find a way to be together in unity. It takes two people at times to have difficulties, ups and downs, to figure out where they need to be. I've heard it several times today. Sometimes the grass is not greener on the other side, but sometimes for your peace, for your understanding and your well-being, you have to move to the other side. Sometimes you have to replace the uncomfortable things that you might not want to do, but for your own mental space and your own mental understanding and things that you need, you have to do those things. Love is never easy. Love is action. A lot of times the word love is just thrown around. It's about action. You have to show up. And sometimes we don't. It just happens. We're human beings. But if we want to fix this thing, it's going to take some action. We have to lead in love. We have to lead in the most important part, humility. Sometimes our words affect people. We understand. Take the time to figure out how to perceive and give information when you're communicating. Communication is a two-way street. Sometimes the communication just don't meet. This is why we have both sides of the conversation. An opportunity to have your perspective when other people don't agree. Everybody's not going to have the answer. Everything in relationships is work. It's maintenance. It takes time. You have to be willing to invest in that time to make things right. And if you're not, you have to remove yourself. It's just that simple. You heard from the ladies today, fellas. They just want a few things. They're not asking for a lot. But we got to make sure we hold them accountable. Listen to them is all we heard today. Listen. Make sure you pull your phone out. Record. Listen. And don't weaponize them with the recording, but let them know this is what you said. All right. And then we could go and move forward. It only takes a little bit of money. One of the things in our community we have to stop is transactional relationships. I think we do a disservice in our community when everything is about monetary gains or what you could do for me or what you could do for the next person monetarily. Let's make dating fun again. We go to these dates and everybody is all on edge. Everybody's tense. Everybody's afraid. Everybody's scared of the unknown, what could happen or what could not happen. Let's be open. Let's take a chance. Let's go out and just enjoy the energy of each other. Let's just smile and enjoy the scenery, enjoy the music, enjoy the food. Let's not waste our time together with 21 questions and all of the negative things. Let's have peace. And for some of you, that's so hard, but we're going to make it easy. We're going to continue to work together and make sure that we have spaces and places for folks to come and connect. I've heard other perspectives. Some people want multiple women, multiple men. It happens. Don't be a judgmental person until you try it, as they say. If that's your life, just be open and understanding and respect all people. We know love in our community shows up in different ways. I know we said man and women, but there are women and women, man and man, relationships that take place, and we want to honor them as well and say it's love at the end of the day. Whatever your choice is, that's for you. But be the best at what you can do. Just give your all. And maybe your all is not enough. Sometimes you're not going to be enough, but be okay with the failures. Take what you need to take from the messages. At the end of the day, just grab something. The mailman will drop off the mail in your mailbox. You the one that got to open up the mail and read it. Let's keep that type of energy as we move forward. Nothing is 100%. But everything is a work in progress. We got a lot of work to do in our community. It starts with mental health. It starts with therapy. It starts with healing. The PTSD that goes on in our community is real. Relationships, folks have hurt each other, hurt people. We know it, but it still happens. What are you going to do to make your change? What are you going to do to be transparent, to bring love, Black love back together in our community? I have faith. I have hope that every Black man and woman out here finds their Boad or their Joad or whoever you find. Just make sure it's somebody that you could connect with. And connections is all about energy. It's all about feeling. It's all about understanding. But lastly, most importantly, Black men, respect the Black queens. Do not violate the Black queens. Don't put your hands on the Black queens. Do not disrespect the Black queens. Be able to do the things that you need to do. All right? Take it one day at a time, one step at a time. Let's love on each other. Violence is never the answer. Let's do our part as men and stand up and protect the women that we say we love. And ladies, it's okay to be silenced. Sometimes silence is what's needed to have the peace. You don't have to always respond or be triggered by the words of submission, the words of femininity, the words of serving. It's okay to do that. When you love somebody, treat them the way you want to be treated and understand that's what it is. But with that being said, happy Thanksgiving to the community. If that's not what you choose to celebrate, just use this time to reconnect with family, friends. Tell somebody that you love them. Tell somebody that you appreciate them. There are so many things going on in this world. Don't let another week go by without telling the people around you you love and appreciate them. We are all thankful. We woke up to see another day. 5 people lost their lives in the club last night. 18 others wounded, all because of hate. We can replace the hate with love, one day at a time, one step at a time. We're going to do our both sides of the conversation. We're going to do our best here to to bring love to our community during this holiday season. We know it's a challenge. We know it's stressful. People are having financial concerns. We're going to do our part to impact families in our community this holiday season. You do your part. If you have a resource, an opportunity, share. Maybe it's just a listening ear. Be a listening ear to somebody who's going through pain, because a lot of folks have lost loved ones. This last year, we have lost a lot of families to violence. Be a listening ear. Somebody might need to hear your voice or just your ears listening to their frustrations. Be that person so that we can make sure that our people are safe and we walk into the New Year's with grace. So with that being said, we got one more show this week. It'll be this Tuesday, our Hidden Gem segment, where we will continue to highlight our Black and brown businesses, our community organizations and leaders that are doing positive things to impact our communities. We love you all. This has been a great conversation. I know it's been up and down, but it's been great. I took away some pointers. All right. And to all the ladies and the brothers out there, like Tony said in the DM, be respectful. Don't be doing that stuff. Okay. That stuff is not right. But we're going to make it through this, y'all. I'm looking forward to bringing the fellas and the women together. I hope we can have a great conversation together without coming for each other next. But I know whenever we put the men and women together, it's always a challenging conversation. But I think these conversations do bring healing, bring some kind of level of understanding to our community. I think Tony is right. The more we have these conversations, the more folks can really start adapting and figuring out the things that they need to do to make a better space for our people and community. So with that being said, thank you all for tuning in. This has been a great one, Tony. Y'all did it again. The ladies showed up. Fellas, it wasn't bad as we thought it was. They led with a lot of love today. So
both sides of the conversation, speed dating.
Oh, that's next. That's next. And we're going to start off. We're going to make sure that each person can have 3 boyfriends, okay? At least just for you. All right?
I'm so excited for my 3 future boyfriends. Oh, my gosh.
Alicia, honestly, we have been talking about the speed dating, so it's coming.
All right, community, there y'all have it. Get ready for some programming. We're going to be shutting down. I just want to say this before we leave, because I know a lot of community been asking. Okay, December 18th will be our last live show for the end of the year. We will be taking winter break. Okay, our Both Sides of the Conversation team will be spending time with their families, regrouping. We're going to be doing some organizational changes. We're going to be doing some things to get ready in 2023 to impact community. And again, maybe speed dating is on there. We're going to be doing some talent shows. We're going to be leaning on Miss Princess, our director of programs, to bring some new programming to the people. And if that's what y'all want, speed dating, please go to info@BSOTC. Tell us what you would like to see. We're trying to put some things together to continue to further impact community. We're going to be having some unhoused fees coming up. So stay tuned, community. We're going to be in the community, blessing the people and doing the work. We got some mental health stuff that we're going to be partnering with some mental health folks. And Alicia, we're going to be partnering with you, because believe it or not, y'all, Alicia do a lot of mental health work in the community and bringing and uplifting people. So thank you again for being here, Alicia. And also, Alicia's with Clarity Media. Okay, go check her out. She's doing a lot of stuff with this media as well. And we just appreciate her stepping in with Both Sides of the Conversation. To all you all wonderful people out there, it is Sunday. Go love on somebody tonight. Go give somebody a hug and tell them you love them, okay? All right, with that being said, good
John,
evening.
you need a hug.
I do
Sending virtual hugs. Yes.
John need a hug.
Oh, I need a hug, y'all. Thank you.
Yes.
Just stay out my inbox. All my inbox.
We're hugging you now.
I don't know what they in there for.
I'm like, this is crazy. But
thank you, community. We love you. Happy Thanksgiving. Keep us sending, and we will see you on our next show.
Happy